It's a wild one. Oh.
They did just pick Sven into Timber, so that's like another strength here. It does synergize well with the Grim.
Dude, I like Undying now. I'm with you. Now that you have the Beast and the Sven.
Do you dislike Sven versus Timbersaw? Because I feel like it's one of the rare strength heroes that like you have so much damage on Sven, and every swing does so much damage that I don't like. You almost cut through.
In the mid to late
Timbersaw.
game, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like I'm just talking lane wise.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because last game the problem for J.Storm's mag lineup was the lanes went too terribly.
Right.
So now if you have a Timbersaw, because like if you compare what Timbersaw should do this game in the lane compared to what happened to Beastmaster last game, that was the big issue, right? Because they could never do anything because their offlaner was just gimped. And I'm already liking J.Storm's chances of getting out of the landing stage better this game, but I don't know why all of a sudden they're on the mag train. You know, that's a little confusing to me.
Yeah, 2 in a row especially.
It feels like they're slowing down the pace of their game a lot.
When that's not what got them here.
Yeah. I just think that the consistent factor for me and what's been winning is the ability to play fast and take fights. So far, that has been the...
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a 4 protect 1, let's go 80-minute kind of style. Both teams have won in 40 minutes or less by just kind of going for it. Even last game was like slower pace, but that was mainly because J.Storm was just getting the shit kicked out of them.
Yes. They banned Crystal Main. I really hope it's not just a Lich again for J.Storm. There's no way they picked that hero again. But
Wyvern or Oracle?
I still like the Oracle from when it was suggested.
They banned the Death Prophet. That'd be a weird last pick, but it does fit well. Sven DP is always good.
It has to be one of those 3, right? I don't know. For J.Storm, last picking of 5-2 games in a row.
Let's go SD.
Is ST still in? Oh, he's the pick, 100%. Yeah. What?
You get to stop the Beastmaster roar.
Yeah,
like
and you
somebody
get
gets
against
bored.
Sven.
You purge the Sven. You slow him down.
It's
Oh,
Lich
no.
again. I was right. I don't know. I mean,
Is he just not play Shadow Demon? That's the only explanation to me. That
Isn't
he doesn't
SC
play.
sick here?
1437.
Yeah, no, Shadow Demon's
we
like
saw him.
dope AF.
No, we saw him play it already. So
Plus,
he
he's
definitely
really good
plays
with
it,
Jug.
yeah.
Like you send your Jug forward, and then you get a free Manta with his illusions.
Wow.
I mean, it's just they're drafted. Like it feels like they're setting their plan right. They're gonna live or die by it at this point. Like this Lich Jug seems to be their thing.
It did not do anything last game.
Exactly, and that's what I'm confused.
How crazy is Sniper here?
Don't you want a lot of magic damage?
Doesn't he like bop him though in the landing stage, and then they have no hero that gets on top of him?
I'd prefer like. Let's see, what are the heroes that CCNC plays?
Puck looks pretty good actually. I like Puck now that I look at it.
Hold down first. And you like the solo course Fen against Ember and Juggernaut?
Quap, Nina, SF.
And they just go last.
It's
Just
forward,
keep it
right?
going.
It's forward.
That's what I thought they'd pick 4th, and so
Yeah.
they just pick it last. Yeah.
Are you okay? Because I remember during the last series you were kind of upset about like the mix of when they picked their carry in their middle.
No,
Is it
that's
not
fine
as bad
here.
Okay.
It's fine, I think. Because the other game, you picked a Slark into like a decently bad Slark game. I don't think this is like a bad Lesh game.
Feels like it might have been if they had an SD, but they do not have an SD. So after last game, I think Ford's figured it out. They let J.Storm get away with one in game 1. They've got everything they want. Forward gaming, easy game 3.
I think what went wrong last game for J.Storm is not going to happen again, but I think Forward has proven that like they're making J.Storm beat them in a way they haven't had to win before, and J.Storm hasn't proven to me that they can do that. So Forward, even though I don't think J.Storm's going to get crushed in the lanes again.
All right.
Blitz, I need to know. You got the shower of information. What did you see?
Dude, I didn't pee on myself. Like
What did you see in that info? Are you a forward or a J-Stormer?
I'm gonna go with forward.
Okay.
I do not believe in Lich as a hero, and I think that the Timber Mag is a very slow combination of a 3 and a 4.
All right. That makes sense to me. Oh, my goodness. It's the bad guys from Star Trek. Whoa.
The Borg? Dude, I knew he was going to go to Star Trek, so that's why I was trying to think of Star Trek villains.
Oh, really? I mean, you're
Dude,
starting
he
to
did
figure
Star
out the grand
Wars
meta.
last time.
You've got the grand meta on lock?
Yeah. At that point, he's just going to another sci-fi star something. Ooh. And it's the Borg. The Borg were the
Dude,
biggest
why don't
threat
you let
in
me
Star
tickle you
Trek.
before we start games? It makes me stronger. That sounded really weird without context on stream. But
I don't know why you just said that out loud.
there was no
What
context.
if I'm uncomfortable with it, William? I don't like being tickled.
That's true. But what about the things that I want and need? As J.Storm is going to go for a pretty standard laning phase.
Speaking of what people want and need, what
Yes?
does J.Storm need to win this game? Because it sounds like everyone was going for forward.
They have to slow down the pace of the game, like radically.
lot, right?
Which we hate, but
I'm not. You said you don't believe in Lich. I'm actually not the biggest fan of Mag 4. With J.Storm always picking like this slow offlaner for Moo.
Do
Because
you
then
think
it's
you
like
need
the
more of a
entire
playmaker?
game is just on 9,
Yeah.
right? It's like Magnus doesn't casually initiate and start fights.
no.
You know?
You need somebody to go in first, create chaos, and then boom, you go in.
Yeah. And I feel like every single one of these times it's like, well, they're only playmakers, they're mid. They don't have like a whole lot of playmakers out of their supports when it comes to just small skirmishes and getting fights going at 15 minutes. We'll see. Rezo's been super aggressive with his Juggernaut, though. So maybe he's still able to fill that snaking.
I will say his Omni Slash is 150,000 times better.
What?
Like, you remember in the previous game
Oh,
where he
okay,
literally
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
cast. There was no good situation where he could cast Omni. I don't even
Yeah.
blame Rezo for that, honestly. That's why I was trying to tell people. Everyone's like, lol, Rezo. But, like, the caveat is, if he casts his ulti, it's going to end instantly.
Yeah.
Whereas in this game, it's actually good to cast it whenever. Whereas in the last game, there was some weird specific set of conditions that he had to fulfill before he could summon his ult.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like stuff that's going to absorb it. There's no defensive save hero on the side of forward.
Oh boy, you are.
Yeah, apparently he's just going to challenge Moo for this and take a lot of Whirling Death damage. Of course, he'll get a lot of that back as the Whirling Death debuff fades and his stats return to him. And they pick the Sven into the Timbersaw, feeling like they could do it, and you're, I guess, kind of seeing why MSS is just going to solo zone him out for now, because if he does go Whirling Death, then he is very susceptible to the harassment of the supports. But that's why Fear has this backup plan where he's just going to suicide and stack up the creep wave to guarantee Timbersaw level 2 or 3.
This can't be how Dota was meant to be played.
Yeah. Ice Frogs, there's no way Ice Frogs looking at this and like, exactly as I thought. Exactly as I envisioned.
These geniuses figured out my true purpose. The sacred text. What the hell?
Like, what needs to...
What kind of abomination?
That's why I've been asking people, like, how do you stop, like, what's your idea to stop backlaning? Because I honestly don't know what you do to stop this. Somebody had this wild idea that they went on Twitter where they're like, creeps spawn randomly in this 10-second window. I don't even think that would stop it.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't.
And that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you want to take away the randomness of the game.
Yeah.
There's some heroes that rely on it, and it's like their thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't inherently make or break them. Like crit as a chance in general, right?
Yeah, we have like we went away from Chaos Knight level 1, his crit being a 1% 10 times crit. You
Yeah.
remember that? That was a thing in Dota 2 or Dota 1 once upon a time. We'll see how Snake King performs as the Beastmaster in this game compared to Moo's performance last game, which was, I mean, he had a tough lane. He was the one who was definitely sacked, but could never really recover well.
I think BM has to have a good lane.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think this is a good lane for him?
It's okay because you'll be able to just kind of like pull back the wave.
Mm-hmm.
He just has to be patient. It's a very easy lane to die in once they have levels.
Yeah. I think it's a lot different than
Oh,
matching
mid.
up against Troll, who Troll very easily kills your boars.
Yeah.
And that's like such a big part of how your laning phase goes.
Whereas Jug, you can just like continuously play back on him.
Yeah.
Like Troll can fire off the range axes, and that destroys you.
Yeah. And once you, like, I think people don't realize that boars are so impactful, but they're also relatively long cooldown.
They give up a lot of gold, XP.
Yeah. You're going to see Snake King challenged here. Moves his board to the side to try and slow down Resolution, but not give up the kill. Still does. Has a fresh one on the way, though. Bottom lane, some heavy pressure coming in, but that was the stacked up wave that Fear did earlier. Moo, you could see he was pretty threatened. Had to just soak experience rather than get a lot of this CS. does seem like this lane is going better. They're threatening the Timbersaw more than Beastmaster has been threatened.
Part of the problem is like they can't really kill this BM like with just these two.
Yeah.
But like the BM doesn't benefit from anybody being up there either.
True.
It's some like weird stalemate, but maybe they kill him here, but he's just gonna TP out.
I honestly don't know what Warlock was doing earlier.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think he was just dealing with fear the entire time, right?
Oh, he was. They got killed.
Yeah.
And the solo? This
I didn't get a chance to ask you this, but Leshrac versus
your ass.
It's 3-0 right now. So how's mid lane supposed to go?
I don't think this is a kill lane for the Lesh. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No levels in Edict just yet. 2-0-3.
That means he had to have been stunned like twice and he was playing greedy and without a salve or something like that.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen it, but you know.
Well, you know, if you want to see it next game we'll have you obs.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Oh no.
He's got some crazy ideas. Well, I knew a fellow with crazy ideas too one day, Austin, is Snake King's going to get run at.
Silencing Swell, Moo. He should die here. The reactive armor is going to make him very tanky. Maybe they'll just run out of damage because they no longer have... All right, well, Moo is going to survive, it looks like, as the tick of the Shadow Words is not quite enough. MSS doesn't have another stroke of fight.
Happening in this mid lane?
Ember Spirit did die again in mid lane.
He's getting worked in this mid lane by CCNC.
Yeah.
Those are 2 solo kills in a row. No one is roaming on him. And
Do you think CCNC has been outplaying the mid lane in all the games?
what happened game 1 again?
Well, he killed him Leshrac versus DP.
Yeah.
And then he didn't... I don't think he lost the matchup Leshrac versus Ember.
No, it was Kunkka Ember.
Yeah, sorry. Ember Kunkka.
He got ganked though.
Silenced. Trying to remove it. Nice. Skewer away. That's going to be able to buy him some time. They still have the damage over time, the Shadow Word, but that's pretty well counteracted by the regen over time he's getting from reactive armor.
Plus the Tango, he's going to be just fine as... I mean, they're devoting a heavy tri-lane to this. This is the one upside right now for J.Storm, is that this top lane, Jug's getting more or less absolute free farm. He's already up to 21 denies. And the Timber's he's doing okay, considering the circumstance of them straight up just tri-laning him.
Didn't we say that last game, though? It's that Resolution is getting a 1v1 where he's absolutely free farming.
Yeah.
So J.Storm will need to perform a little bit better than they did last game with the same conditions. I don't know what that line being drawn by Pylai Dai is. Maybe he wants CCNC to move down to bottom, try and pressure Moo a little bit more. I mean, a Timbersaw that has a bad laning phase, boy, that hero doesn't recover very quickly.
The problem with that hero is your way back into the game is to farm some more.
Yeah.
And when that's your way back into the game, it means that it's very one-dimensional. Like, you're just going to sit in the lane, and your team continues to get further behind as CCNC is going to pop the glyph. He's hoping that J.Storm is going to pop their glyph for mid. That's why he hasn't popped the Edict yet. He's going to pop it now, and now they were just playing a game of chicken. But this Ember Spirit, you know, he's simply just camping this lane to level 5. He doesn't have his ulti. He just got his boots. Like, this is a really rough situation for him to be left in. The CCNC, he's going to pop the ulti right now, clear out the creep wave, and get right back on top of the tower now that he knows that there's no glyph available. And I think you just tank this, get the last hit on it, and then you immediately... I think you actually still run top to try to kill the support and make your Beastmaster's game a little bit better.
Okay. Do you agree with like I saw the line drawn? I thought he meant kill mid, kill bottom.
You could do that move too. I just think that you sort of want to force this Jug out of his lane so that Snake King can reapply pressure up there.
Okay.
It looks like they are going to go towards bottom. I mean, it'll depend on what rune he gets here too.
Yeah.
And in fact, it is going to be top. Maybe this will be something for 9 to work with, as he does have a TP.
And that is going to be Moo dying here.
Oh, he's super dead.
I'm okay with this because honestly, like,
ruin his game.
It's the easy.
Yeah.
It's the guaranteed kill, you know? Like, guaranteed you've ruined Moo's games in so many ways.
It just doesn't change the overall flow of the game.
Sure.
In that you're ruining one person's game, but you're not taking a tower or really applying like pressure to that tower.
Right.
And I think Dota is really, really dependent on towers. That's what I mean. Normally when I say like it doesn't change the game, is in if you get a kill to get a kill, you're just getting gold out of it. You're not applying map pressure. You're getting 200 gold while somebody else is farming during that time.
You think that's why like Moo was willing to play so aggressively?
Yeah, he's like, come kill me. I don't care. Like you're not gonna get the creep wave is here by the tower.
It's here.
Every time you die in that position, it doesn't matter, and that's why there are such things as good deaths in this game. Not every death that you do is equal. Dying when you're somewhere in your jungle, not doing anything, that's a bad death.
Looking around for some stacks, they found just a simple double camp.
That's nice. You want to be able to prevent this so that the mag jug combination is just weaker overall.
Yeah.
And they're going to know about this ancient stack too.
They got some nice vision to be able to see when the cores rotate over to farm said stacks. Though Fear, he's going to quickly realize as he sees Wolf body on the ground.
He knows something's up.
Yeah.
As now it's going to be a rotation down to this bottom lane by J.Storm. They're going to pop the sentry just in case they were in vision. Rezo's actually going to eat the sentry, which should alert everyone to the fact that there are at least 3 down here, which should mean people should be pressuring top lane. Like, once that jug eats the sentry, then you know for sure.
Seems like their bait, putting Moo very forward in the lane, is not going to turn into anything as forward do not try and go for the 10-minute bounty runes, MSS.
CCNC's around this area. He's got to be a little bit careful here.
Well, maybe they want to... I was going to say maybe they want to fight it because level 6 on Warlock, but he doesn't have it yet, as we just hit the 10-minute mark, and I don't think the tomes have made their way out to the supports just yet.
It's okay, too, is they're just going to back up with the presence of CCNC, and this is going to free up a little bit of space for this Beastmaster, but Moo's going to now come here and get a favorable matchup.
I really think recovery, right?
Yeah, I really think they should try to rotate like 1 to kill. Now this is a good kill on Timber, because it would lead to this top tower, or at least force a heavy rotation.
Yeah.
Forcing a rotation, that's okay too. One or the other.
CCNC is about to find his Yules. He's already rebuffed the lane that was pushing in with the siege wagon, defending that safe lane tower. Let's see what he does with all of this space. There they go, farming up the stacks with the Empower. He's going to try and threaten this one with the siege wagon on his own side, still alive.
Yeah, surprised they're going for this bottom tower, but it seems like this has been their play.
There's the Leshrac. He is going to TP up to the top lane. They have Roar coming up in a second. Got a bottle from CCNC. And stun after stun with all that magic damage. Moo will fall.
Yes.
And so this is the play you wanted.
Yeah. It took a little bit longer, but it's fine. You got there in the end. What this is going to lead to now is pressure on this tower. And let me tell you, if you're a Beastmaster player, Cap, if you're not, the best thing is to take this tower. Because with the Hawk, you now own all of this.
Yeah.
You get to pressure whatever you feel like. 1 smoke plus a roar will always lead to a kill. This is the benefit of playing Beastmaster. You've now completely enabled Snake King to recover. Whereas, like, the Timber Saw, like, where's he supposed to go to come back into his game? He's got to farm more.
MSS does just a little bit to slow down the push at bottom lane before safely TPing over to mid.
Yes.
He's
and
not
this
actually going to be able to
preemptively defend mid tower at all times.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're War and you're the 1 position and you just want to hit Ancients. The best thing you can do for your team without actually participating in fights is to defend this mid tower. It's the way of saying, like, guys, I'm doing something. Like, I'm useful.
14:37 TBD, and immediately the Beastmaster and Leshrac back, so he figures they gotta have vision here. They don't. They threw Hawk a little bit later, and they found that, but just generally good game sense from forward.
This is where the Hawk should really, like, pay off, and where it should feel strong.
Just keep on putting it by this shrine area so you see any rotations. And you can farm the lane and the neutrals.
And if they de-ward you, or they put down a sentry and they kill their Hawk anyways, well, it confirms something for you anyways.
Yeah.
It's like a win-win situation, the Hawk in that position.
Ether Lens for MSS coming up soon. We have the Yules on CCNC. Snaking with the medallion. On the other side, we've got J.Storm, who's been farming up quite the storm for Resolution with the Empower is going to
Haha.
be building a Manta coming up soon. Blink Dagger almost for Fear. And we're going to physical damage build for 9 because of the Empower, I'm guessing. So just continue to go down that path. CCNC, the smoke up with MSS. They're going to be able to find another kill onto Moo, and this time
Smoke and kill into this hidden run
turn it
raid.
into a tower again, unless this creep wave just never...
You can do this whenever you have Roar. The crazy part was that they didn't even need it because of how underfarmed the Timber is.
Yeah.
But take control of this area, make it very impossible for them to play this camp, and all of a sudden, the map becomes so much smaller for Timber. Because where's the Timber supposed to go?
1437 spotted by the ward. Maybe run down here as the Primal Roar is going to come out. The Frost Armor protecting him from some damage, but not nearly enough. And that tier 2 will fall as well. That is just a questionable place to be overall, because it looks like J.Storm had no intention of defending, right?
Yeah, and that's the odd part, is that we just talked about how the Beastmaster's going to do this for you, and it just feels like sort of a callous death.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess I'll run up there myself and see. And then he dies, and he's like, guys, I've confirmed. I know where they are.
They definitely have vision. They're definitely taking that tower.
It may be a hawk, but that's not important.
And the team's like on the other side of the map. They're like, yeah, we knew, dude. That's why we're over here.
Did you not get the memo?
He really didn't.
When you play Radiant, in my personal opinion anyways, I think the way that you should want to look at it is like you want to be parallel at all times.
Yeah.
Like you want to try to avoid the fights, put pressure. Once you've taken this top tier 2 tower and this mid tier 1, it opens up the Roshan next for you too. And because you know that this Timbersaw can't fight.
Boots of Travel with a Beastmaster. That's always a deadly combo, and that means Moo. With the Boots of Travel, it just means he's really not creating that much space with these deaths.
Every time they will do this to you if you go top.
Yeah.
And because you continue to go top, they'll continue to do it. Because it's rewarding them, right?
Yeah. Just keeps working out for them.
Whereas Rezo's like, I'm just continuing to farm down here, and he's going to take advantage of the fact that he's in the right position, and no one, every time they go top, they're not even using Roar is the crazy part.
Yule's on 9. Does he have a Remnant out? Yeah, I don't think so. He only has a slight into Remnant to the side, but he gets Primal Roar now silenced up as well. The Ember Spirit falls.
Go Roche.
That's a big kill because, yeah, they've been shutting down Timbersaw's game, but still have to worry about the other 2 cores.
They're actually gonna win.
Finding
I guess there's
9.
no pressure.
Yeah.
Man, this is. I just looked up at the score because I've been so obsessed with this top play.
Yeah.
I just realized it's 10-0.
10-0, 7,500 experience
that means
lead,
it's been-
5,000 gold.
It's been in combined game time a total of like 35 minutes since J.Storm has seen their last kill. You realize that?
Yeah.
I just put that together.
Last game was quite the shellacking.
They didn't get a kill for like 12 minutes in that one, and now it's been like 16 minutes in this one. If you extrapolate it to like real time, J.Storm hasn't seen an enemy die in like an hour, with like draft included.
Well, maybe they went through the replay of game 1, just to kind of bolster themselves up a little bit. Hey, remember that time we won game 1 and we killed a bunch of people?
Man, Forward this is like what we expected, right? And they're dominant.
They really turned it up here in game 2. Now game 3s, they're going to take down this Tier 1 bottom, completely uncontested. Pylai Die, by the way, is just itching for it. He's like, this is such a boring game. I'm a big team fight hero, and we're literally just getting non-stop pickoffs. They won't fight us.
They will not fight you.
He just keeps on throwing down the Chaotic Offering
They
every
should get
once
out
in a
of
while
bottom.
and stopping it.
Bottom is not where you want to be. You would run into the same problem. The weird part is, like, ward vision-wise, J.Storm is now... This is sort of a desperation move in the sense that they have no ward vision and they're doing this.
Yeah.
Remember what I said in the previous game? You smoke to where you have vision.
Yeah.
This is just a blind guess. It's like, well, I hope they're there.
They just kind of run at bottom. We know they've already gotten out. J.Storm, since they don't have the vision, have no information about where the enemy is.
They have no idea right now. They're just they're grasping at straws because of the fact that they're not getting anything done on the map.
Yeah.
That's what most teams will do though. Like wherever you see vision, you just hope, because that's where you want to fight around too. Like if you happen to run into anybody, you know that you have all the information in the world.
Yeah. You either have the information about where the hero is to kill it, or you have the information to have the team fight successfully. Either way, it's a win-win.
As they are going to go into the Roshan pit, and when you take the mid-tier 1 tower and the top-tier 2 tower, this is what this affords you because you can place such deep boards like the ones we see here and here. And that'll confirm, especially once they saw the Timber.
The Hawk coming in as well. So much vision. So they can test out Roshan. If not, like if J.Storm are in the area, they have the vision to be able to back out safely.
And Yawar is just going to run forward. They smoked for that, but they probably want to re-establish vision around here.
Honestly, I think they could take a team fight because they've got BKB for Yawar. They still have...
Paiso.
Yeah, you can hear him every once in a while. He's just testing to make sure his ultimate still works.
Still got it, baby.
Yawar. Community to God strength as Roshan gets low.
What's your play here?
Nothing. That's the play. No play.
Oh. Gets stunned, but doesn't matter too much as they're just going to disengage off of that. Oh, they actually ran into...
Moo gets to the high ground, but doesn't have an easy way out. He's got... Whoa, no.
Dude, Moo is...
Going to say one more chain, but not even that.
He has had the roughest of times.
Yeah. This is 0, 6, and 0. He comprises over half of the deaths on J.Storm.
The best score on J.Storm right now is Rezo at 0-0-0.
Yeah, just not dying. That's a win, apparently. 14:37. He's going to be next up on the chopping block that Yawar is currently hammering over and over again. See, did I see that right? Yeah, he's going Shadowblade next for Yawar. I mean, in a game when you're that much stronger than the enemy, though the Shadowblade never, like, it has no impact when it comes to pushing high ground. That's the one thing I don't like about it. So he gets Blink Dagger instead. Thank you, Yawar. I said it. He thought it. We're melded up here. Because they should very rapidly be hitting high ground. And it is going to be a bit of a tough task to be able to break that just because there's Ember Spirit with Magnus, and he does have a Desolator. Then again, forward have Warcry. And that can soak up every bit of damage that Sleight of Fist does. Resolution has his healing ward picked out. He's going to try and spin. They fake out the split earth. The UR goes for the back line. A nice two-man stun. Cuts the Lich in half. And now he's going to be able to bring down Moo as well. The chain comes out from the side as 9 comes back in with his remnant, but knows he has to escape. Nobody from forward is low enough for him to clean up a kill.
I was trying to confirm when the last time they got a kill was.
Okay,
and if they had actually gotten...
And when was that?
I think I found the match ID. I really want to know now because I feel like they didn't get a kill for the last like 30 minutes of the previous game.
Yeah. It was a real one-sided. 14-0, 10,000 net worth lead. This is Game 3 of the North American qualifiers for the International. Forward. Very ahead in this game, looking to be able to go ahead in the series. Pilot finally drops the Chaotic Offering, and they will be able to get the Soul Bind off of it, but leading off of the 2 supports is a good start for J.Storm, but at the same time, Yawar has found the backline of the Lich. They do manage to get the Primal Roar onto Resolution. The cores, they may have found supports that were easy to kill, but they themselves just get torn apart by CCNC. All he needs is Disables, and in this case, Ember Spirit to not have any more remnants.
They did finally pick up something, though.
They did.
It took 22 minutes, but they have put themselves on the board.
A 2-for-4 exchange.
That's honestly as good as it gets right now. If you look at the gold change, it actually went up positively for J.Storm.
Oh, yeah. 232 for old Ember Spirit. Because he got, let's see, where are the kills on MSS? 417 gold, and Pylon Die was worth 220. Honestly, I'm not sure if I've seen too many times that Pylon Die was ever worth over 200 gold.
He's worth a lot of my heart.
Yeah.
As they have taken all but one of the tier 2 towers. Every objective so far has gone their way. Every team fight is slowly but surely going in their favor. And again, I'm just not a fan of how they play when they have this sort of lineup.
Yeah.
It's just, let's farm and hope that they just don't win. It seems like a really weird way to approach things. For forward, this must have been the freest 20 minutes so far that they've played, right? Because they just literally haven't been contested.
Yeah.
There's been one smoke attempt so far that we've seen on J.Storm.
Resolution doesn't even feel good challenging CCNC's Lashrak, nor should he, because he's level 20 right now. We'll have to spin, dodge in the Storm Hammer, and TP's out. And this is where you start going a little bit out there. You don't take the creep waves that are initially added to you. You go and try and cut as many waves as possible. They aren't going to be able to find Nine's Ember Spirit as he jumped back to his Remnant that was next to the shrine. They already had the trap laid out for him, so not great. But a clever play from forward. Assault Cuirass and Roshan number 2. Is that what we're going to be waiting for forward? I mean, they are catching enough of these heroes over and over again. I'm not too worried about J.Storm successfully delaying the game, you know?
I don't know how you delay is the problem.
As J.Storm?
Yeah, like, what do you...
The only one who could really do it is Ember, right?
I don't know what the end goal of that looks like. Like, we've delayed them long enough. They're spending now 2 shots us instead of 3. I guess I could see a world where if Fear hits like the sickest, I think Fear is the only one that can win them this game anymore. Yeah. Because he's literally their only like hard stun. If like Chains is no longer a hard stun. When I say hard stun, I mean like Ghost of BKB.
We've got the spooky, scary stare of 1437.
It all comes down to like, can Fear hit a 5-man RP?
Yeah.
If he can, I would give them a chance. All right, I think that Dota Buff will say, or Dota Plus will say 97-3.
97-3. Yeah, that sounds about right. 98-2. Yeah.
I should have.
We should have gone.
Little bit, but close. Close. I was giving a little bit more to the Empower plus like the 1% chance of that Dream RP.
Yeah. You've got big dreams. So does J.Storm. They've got the dream of heading to the International. Unfortunately, that dream first must go through forward, who's currently on a rampage throughout the map. They are just moving around with his boots of travel in the back line. There is going to be the Ember Spirit, but, there's the RP locking down 2. Resolution jumped into the stun, and now he's been controlled up, and he doesn't get a single spell off. Disaster strikes as J.Storm thought they had a chance to do something small there. God. Instead, they're going to lose 4. Ember Spirit, the only one to get away.
That was what it was, right? The Grim stun at the end.
The Swell exploded right as he blinked in.
Dude. That's painful.
I'm not even sure if they would have won that fight.
They would not have.
I'm not even sure if they would have traded evenly.
They would not have. But it would have been something.
They might have done some damage.
It would have at least given you some info to like how close or far you are to winning the fight.
How screwed are we? This Omni Slash will tell.
Did we kill one guy? That looks okay then.
Are they both above 50%? Well, time to sit in the fountain.
As they're going to get a free Rax here. What was the last game score? It's like 4-33, and now we have 23-2. Jeez Louise. Also, I checked last game. It was like they hadn't gotten a kill in 15 minutes, and then they didn't get a kill in 22 for this one. That is rough. They are getting... This has been all forward. I just wanted to know that because of how dominant that sounds.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before in a finals. You know?
Yeah. That goes to show you.
That's kind of wear on you, just like especially as off laner or something. Like the cores, the safe lane in the mid, they're just farming up anyway. They don't notice that stuff. But like a support off laner who wants to run around and do stuff, just not remembering the last time you got a kill ever. That's some psychological warfare.
I really hope what they take from this lineup is to speed things up for themselves, not have to rely on, get away from the Magnus concept.
Yeah.
Pick stuff that can fight, that looks to fight, that is strong at some point in the game. Give Moo something that can patrol the map, be this, scary presence. Because I think that's really what they're missing is they just don't really have kill potential at the mid game. So the games will naturally devolve into looking like this. When you can't get any kills and there's nothing for you to set up, you're just waiting around.
And J.Storm had I would say, similar core lineups to what Forward has now. Do you think the difference is those supports?
Yeah. I mean, we said how I really don't like Lich as a hero right now.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see what the point of it was last game. He wasn't able to zone out. He wasn't able to zone out the axe. Remember when he just died?
Yeah.
And then the point of his hero just kind of felt pointless. I kind of get that, you know, the Frost Armor is a cool concept, but then you have another hero that's sort of passive and doesn't have kill potential himself either.
Yeah.
Unless he's like really far ahead.
I mean, even like Secret, when they draft Greedy and they put a lot on mid ones, like mid Ember Spirit to make plays happen, even he usually has, you know, like either the 3 or 4 position
That can go
to
and
help
kill.
him get kills. But
Yeah.
this is just.
You're just drafting. It feels like you're just drafting yourself into
Yeah.
a hole, and that's unfortunate because we saw, especially in game 1, with what is an even draft,
Yeah.
what J.Storm can do, as Moo is spotted out once again. CCNC's trying to catch it. The ult once it pulses, once you know for sure where he is. So the Grimstroke is making his way up here. MSS has that Aether Lens. He's gonna go down again.
And then add on to the fact that usually mid one is able to walk away from his laning phase, you know, even or even having won it. And 9,
Oh,
at
CCNC
least
is
twice now,
spotting
has
him right now.
lost his lane.
Yeah, CCNC is doing really well.
This is probably the most one-sided of the 3 different games in the mid lane. So 9 doesn't have a good laning phase, doesn't have the kind of advantage to be able to run around and make kills happen.
This shouldn't be a thing where Yawar literally gets to take your bounty runes in front of you by himself too. No one's near him, by the way, and no one
Yeah.
has any way to get near him aside from the Warlock, who is not a fast hero, but he's so confident that they're not going to do anything at this point.
I'll give you my own example of that. I watched Pila die solo TP to this offlane tower to defend it.
I see.
You know,
At
like when
bottom?
you're solo defending, oh, did you manage to get the Primal Roar onto 9? That's a dead Ember Spirit. And at the same time, that's
Oh,
2 dead heroes
boy.
in mid lane. Yawar, God Strength, double damage. He's like, well, time to end the game now. I'm gonna hit your tier 4s. You're gonna buy back, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we back up. I'm honestly not sure if they need to. Double damage is going to wear itself out soon. If God Strength is only going to last so long, if they stay past God Strength draining out, it goes to show how confident they are.
Yeah, they're like, this game is all but wrapped up as the
Look
silence.
at that. The Orchid with the Stormhammer stun onto 9. He'll survive through this bit of burst from the Orchid. He's
trying
fine
not to
there,
overcommit.
but he jumps back into the fountain. Now Yawar is overcommitted himself and will die. Inkswell, no chance to be able to get the explosion. RP locking down Pylai die, but he gets silenced as he missed MSS. He was hoping to grab both supports and the Beastmaster. A pullback on CCNC. Can Resolution actually bring down this Leshrac fast enough? He doesn't have his Omni Slash we already used to be able to bring down the Sven, so he's pretty much run out of damage, even though CCNC doesn't have Yawar here. Timbersaw, he's caught, silenced up, and that's it. GG is called from J.Storm. They know it's time to just move on to the next game, see if they can come up with a plan that allows them to even up this series and try and push it to a game 5.